The Portal, the new recruiting frontier. These are the new additions of the SEC. Their mission? To gain experienced new players, to seek out championships and new heights, to boldly build teams like no one has before. Welcome to The Portal. This offseason, we're starting a new series to break down the entire transfer classes of each team in the SEC. We'll go player by player, looking at analytics, players' games, and their overall fit into their new team. Today, we're talking about the Auburn Tigers. I don't think there's a fan base with a worse result in the NCAA tournament with this significantly high of expectations next season, and they be serious and well-founded. This Auburn team is very good and is returning a significant amount of their offensive production from last season, and an offense that was top 10 in KenPom. And additionally, Auburn is also returning a huge portion of their defensive production as well. While I stand by what I said, some numbers were inflated last season from a weaker schedule. All signs point to this being a very good Auburn team next season. So, what did Auburn do in the portal this offseason? Well, they honestly didn't need to get that much, and they still grabbed some very good pieces for next season. Ignore the rankings on 24/7. Auburn got what they needed to get to address some of the needs this team had. Auburn lost Aiden Holloway and Trey Donaldson to the transfer portal this offseason, needing to grab a guard out of the transfer portal to help out incoming four-star freshman Pettiford and the rest of the backcourt. Bruce Pearl delivered with one of the best transfer guards in this year's class. J.P. Pegues is an all-conference and experienced guard out of a solid Furman program. The 6'2", 165-pound guard from Nashville, Tennessee, played the last 3 seasons at Furman, where he averaged 18.4 points, 4.3 rebounds, and 4.8 assists per game during his junior campaign. Pegues was the Paladins' leading scorer and top playmaker with a 2.32 assist-to-turnover ratio, 144 assists to 62 turnovers. From the field, he shoots that magical number we're all looking for from 3, over 36%, and he delivers at the free throw line at 87.5%. Foul this kid and points are coming. Pearl is big on Pegues, saying, quote, "He is a scoring point guard that has great ability to shoot the basketball. He can score at all 3 levels, defend, and lead." Talking to several great coaches in the SoCon, they unanimously believe he was the best player in their league this season. So can he make the jump to the SEC next season? Well, last year at Arkansas, Pegues put up 21 points, had 3 3-point field goals made, 6 assists, and went 10 for 10 from the foul line. The year prior in the NCAA tournament, Furman faced Virginia out of the ACC. Pegues put up 11 points, 4 assists, and a steal. Furman went on to upset 4-seed Virginia. So all signs point to yes, he can produce in a higher level conference. Now, the concern lies on defense with Pegues. Pegues had the 3rd worst defensive rating on Furman, and Evan Mia is not particularly optimistic on his defense going into next year. In fact, they have it projected at 0.09, significantly below Auburn's team DBPR average. This offseason, Pegues is going to have to work on his defense in order not to become a liability on the defensive end. A lot of good feelings around what this kid can do, but you've got to work on the defense. Tigers added Miles Kelly out of Georgia Tech to their transfer class to add more to their backcourt. Kelly is an honorable mention on the All-ACC team last season, scored 1,057 points during his Tech tenure, which ranks 41st on Tech's all-time scoring list. Constant scoring threat coming to Auburn. He is a little inconsistent with the 3, but he can put up 15 or 16 points in a game, no problem. He rebounds positionally well and is on the larger side for a guard at 6'6". Evan Mia gives praise to his offensive ability and projects him to do well for a good depth piece to add to Auburn. While he's outside the top 150 on Evan Mia, he is considered at the top 150 of transfers on On3, so a good ad for a player who might not be one of the core 5 guys. We harp on it again though, the biggest concern going for Kelly is defense. I wouldn't recommend putting Kelly and Pegues on the court at the same time, but there's enough defensive talent around them for them to rise to the level of good team defenders. If you make sure these guys get into good matchups and put good team defenders around them, they shouldn't be liabilities, but should be defensively serviceable. Then you sit back and enjoy what these guys can do on offense. Another issue Auburn had to address was depth in the front court. Auburn was a little thin there last year. Not desperate, but thin. The depth is coming from SMU transfer Jaheim Hudson. Now, Hudson comes from a winning program at Georgia State prior to SMU that made the NCAA tournament in 2022. Now, nothing is going to jump off the page immediately to you on the stat sheet. Roughly 5 points a game, 3 rebounds per game, under 1 assist a game, and 32.1% from 3. But look what he's done throughout his career. For his career, he's recorded 20 double-figure scoring games and 4 double-doubles. Statistically, Hudson was ranked in the 93rd percentile on synergy for pick and roll. He is also experienced and has played a lot of college basketball over the last few years and doesn't often turn over the basketball. His previous coaches say they love coaching the kid. For a depth piece for a position that might be 2 or 3 deep, this is a good grab to help you through a foul trouble game or an injury situation. Good ad by Auburn addressing a need you needed to talk about. Now let's grade this class of transfers for Auburn. I don't think it's a secret that this transfer class isn't going to blow anyone away, and there wasn't a lot of volume like other teams that pushed them up the rankings on certain websites. However, Auburn did their job in the portal this offseason. Now, just like everyone else, I'm grading the transfers, not projecting Auburn for next season. And I'm building these grades much how a law school grading system works, not like a traditional high school grading system. So I'm giving Auburn a B-. What that means in law school is that you did your job and you did what you needed to do. You checked the boxes and you accomplished the tasks at hand. Did you have an elite transfer class? No, but you got the needs that you needed to address. Auburn looks like a team that can compete for an SEC title and go deep into March. This transfer class should be able to help Auburn reach those goals, but the primary players featured for this team are going to be guys we're already familiar with. What Auburn did was get more experienced players, added the depth where they needed it, and got one guy who should see plenty of minutes throughout the year. The class you needed for Auburn, and that should be considered a win for Bruce Pearl this offseason. Now, it's going to be how good your freshmen are and how much your primary guys are going to develop over the offseason. Should be an exciting year for Auburn when we talk about it in September and October. Hey guys, if you have not already, please like and subscribe to the Hoop Southbound show. We do our show every week. We have series like this, The Portal, that's going to be continuing all through the summer, and also Freshman 15, where we're going to be talking about Pettiford and the other top 15 freshmen who are coming into the SEC next season. There's plenty of stuff upcoming to get you ready for basketball season next year, so please drop a like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.